Okay. Michael, looks like you wanted to say hello to us real quick, or Mr. Monica, Noah, welcome. Anybody who, before Diana starts the presentation, I'm going to allow another maybe 3-4 minutes. Anybody who wants to share with us what they're working on, if you're here for the first time, I would like to ask you to hear from you. Some of us have been around here and we always engage here and in at the conventions, but there are those who are new to us. Jim Katungu, I haven't seen you. I didn't realize you relocated to the West Coast. You kind of sneaked away and just left me here. Huh?
Oh, yes, Robert. Well, nice to see you. Very good to see you.
Yeah.
And also happy to engage today. It's my first time connecting here on this platform.
Yes.
I'm definitely not new to Chikuve. So thank you for that. Thank you for the hard work.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the hard work. So I'm in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I changed employment. So I'm working with Wells Fargo as a senior software engineer, mainly doing Java and DevOps.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So
Java and Dev. I know you've always been in the development, but yeah, good to hear you.
Yeah.
You are,
okay.
You're doing well and continuing with the pursuit. And thank you for engaging with us here. Michael, hi.
Yeah. Hi, Salongo. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think I've been for one of these. I can't remember whether I actually introduced myself then. I'm in the SAP space, financial functional analyst. I'm actually doing that with CVS, based in Chicago.
Based in Chicago. Yeah.
Yes, I'm in the SAP financial controlling space. Pleased to be here.
Pleased to have you, and thank you for joining. Who else hasn't been in here? Noah, please say hi to us real quick before we start. 15 minutes in the quarter. How we're going to start. Former Mr. Speaker. Hey, Noah, there you go.
Hi, Salongo. How are you doing? I'm pretty good. Just tuning in, always happy to have these sessions. Terrific job you're doing on your front. We are always appreciating all the work that you are doing to create that awareness in the communities.
Yeah.
We don't take that lightly. And hopefully we can move the needle. I'm based in Columbus, Ohio. I work with JP Morgan Chase, basically in the ML KYC space. That is money laundering, terrorism financing, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a nice segue because we are trying to leverage AI in that space at this particular point. Tech is at the heart of everything. So it's always good to just get locked in and just keep moving. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good to have you here. All right. If anybody else, I think we're gonna get this started. I'm just sharing real quick what Geoffrey was talking about today. So this is what Geoffrey was talking about, the event that he attended. Looks like it happened on October 25th. It's Central Eurasia at Silicon Valley. It's an innovation hub, so check it out, please. CESV2024.com. So you might find some good information there. All right. Diana, so first of all, let me use the opportunity to say hello to all of you. Thank you for joining this afternoon. This is the UNAA Technology Forum. We do on-site events currently during or as a part of the UNAA convention, the UNAA annual convention. But we also do these virtual events, and we have tasked ourselves to always at least meet at once a month though we have fallen off here and there, this year has been very busy for all of us. But we would like to make use of this winter season when everything is slowed down and we have more time at home, and to reawaken this and keep doing them once every month at the beginning of the month. Every first Saturday of the month is what we set out to do. So when I saw Diana share her story recently, I was like, you know what? I think this is an inspiring story. Let us use it as an opportunity to really engage. She told, if you don't remember, she shared her story in WhatsApp there, where she talked about having been working in Uganda's Chikubo lane, right? Our trading hub downtown. And she finds herself here in the US, and she kind of restarted all over, pivoted, and engaged within a tech space, in a tech career. And she's found it to be a good place to be. And she has also noticed that there are others who are actually finding opportunities in what we call a CRM, or customer relationship management tools or technology. And as you all know, and as I mentioned, the Salesforce is one of those. And she's got some information about it and some insights about it that she would like to share with us. So we are thrilled to have you, Diana, here today. I'll turn over the microphone to you to introduce yourself real quick. And if you could also just recap a little bit about your story, as you told to us via WhatsApp, how you managed to reinvent yourself. Big mental shift from working in Chikubo, trading, and now practicing technology. And then I'll let you go into the presentation, and after that, we'll take some questions. Thank you very much for joining. Diana, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. My name is Diana. I'm so glad you guys are here, and I'm a Salesforce architect at Accenture with 4 years of hands-on experience. And I normally work with the states and federal projects. So far, I have about 12 certifications. Of course, there are very many. I don't want to mention all of them, but the main one is always admin. The first one that anyone needs to get started with. And I'm really passionate about using Salesforce to create real value, because Salesforce is like an answer to almost every problem in can face. And today I'm excited to share why Salesforce is a great career option. As Robert has told you, I'm a Chikubo woman, and that's how I normally describe myself. My journey is exciting, full of ups and downs, but I'm a person that loves the journey, and I don't always care how deep I go, because I know at a single moment I'm going to come up. So as a Ugandan businesswoman, I was having a business in US. I was selling on Amazon and still sell on Amazon, and that's how I moved here. But at the same time, we were running supermarkets. We had a supermarket in Uganda and distributing. That means you are all the time you're in Chikubo, car, taking to the car, dating. That was my life, because my life is business. Tell me how to make a chapati and sell it. That's the thing that makes my life fulfilled. So I moved to US to get that business to the local stores, distribute my products to local stores, but I needed to start a company. And that's how I remained here. And so in the midst of looking for what's the best way to manage my business, I learned about Salesforce as a software to help me. For me, by nature, I love having systems, because I'm too lazy to make things, like to have information scattered everywhere. So I know if I have a system, I can enjoy my life. I can be all that God created me to be, but not being in 1,000 places at, I mean, everywhere. This is here, this is there. I can't find things together. And so my search led me to Salesforce. And then I discovered that it's actually a career. And at that moment, I was doing Uber, Grubhub. Let me see. I was selling on Amazon, but I'd eaten some capital. It's really very good. Doing the Ubers, Grubhub delivery, DoorDash, everything. Talk about every hustle. So when I learned about Salesforce, I started with my doing Salesforce admin. And that brought me to get to do my first interviews at Accenture, of course, with a lot of support, a lot of mentors around, a lot of different people came on board to support me. And of course, I always ask for help because nobody's going to come to you without asking. So I have a lot of people that did ask, help me to get out from there because I'd never worked in corporate world. And that was so terrifying. But because I was at the same time tired of the hustle, which I wasn't. Of course, I was used to hustle in school where you hustle, you get the money. Every day you get money. Then you're in America, you're hustling, doing delivery of food, and it's hectic, and you're not makes it up like you're not making good money. You're not going anywhere. So I had a group of people that helped me. And Jim, of course, was one of the people that excited me. I was like, Jim, you earn more than, someone told me he earns more than $120 and he works from home. He goes to Uganda. I'm a person that gets so inspired by people that are moving forward. And I was like, wait, this is a young man. Wow, this is amazing. So that's why I said, whether it is hard, whether I understand, I am going to dive deep to find out what can happen of me if things change. So that story. And I am here to let everybody know it is possible changing a career at Salesforce. I think it's the easiest because you build something and you can see it. And so let's dive into it. What is Salesforce? As Mr. Chikube said, it's a customer relationship management, just where you have to put all the customer's information. For example, if you are dealing with Chase, your contacts, your everything, your details, or if you are buying things from Macy's, they are getting all your information. So next time you are purchasing, they have 360%, 360 degrees view of who you are as a person. And so for that matter, they are able to know what to give you, what not to give you, what you like, your behaviors, your everything. So Salesforce tracks that information. And of course, that is very exciting to every business because it makes life very easy. I can look at from the time you became a customer, what you have been buying, your history, your everything, your interaction. I don't need to ask who has called. I already see your names, your everything. So that's what Salesforce is, and the solution to every customer interaction problem with every business, and that is government, private sector, or public sector, like all together, whether small or big. That's Salesforce, exactly. And next, we talked about that 360-degree customer view, where you can consolidate all the data for sales, from service, from marketing, every interaction. You have it all together. You are able to see the customer from every angle. In other words, the customer won't hide from you because you know everything about them. And then, understanding their needs. And of course, when you have the customer's needs, when you know who they are, what they need, then you are able to make an informed decision on what you can do with that data. What can you do? You can improve the services you offer to them. And then the best thing that I love, it is automating the tasks. So every annoying thing, you take away all the manual thing, and everything is automated. It gives you the power to do anything that you want to do. You don't need to do too much. No, everything can be automated. And that's why businesses love Salesforce. And of course, the pain point, you have this paper, you're tracking a person A, person B, where do they live? Where are their phone numbers? Everything is scattered, it's everywhere. So it streamlines workflows, reduces data silos, and enhances customer engagement. And, think about how companies struggle with the information scattered everywhere. Customer calls you, what's your name? How can I help you? What's your phone number? So that's not good customer service. But a customer calls you and you're like, hey, Diana, this and this and this, you are not asking things that you should be knowing about the customer. And Americans, they need everything must be done in the quickest way because we do not have time. So yeah, Salesforce solves that pain point that customers face, or not customers, but the business owners, to make sure their number one choice, if they choose between Macy's and maybe Nordstrom or maybe another small store, they're going to go for Macy's because the system or the process is more streamlined, and that's because they use Salesforce. And then, why should you consider career in Salesforce? Why for real? First, it's a rapidly growing field. We say Salesforce has put itself up as number one leading Salesforce in the world. Maybe you can tell me the competitor, but at the moment, we all know that Salesforce is number one CRM. So this almost everyone, big companies, medium and high-level companies, the 500 Fortune companies, all of them, they use Salesforce in one way or another. And then, of course, the public sector, the state and federal, they all use Salesforce. Then you can imagine the jobs are everywhere. Wherever you go, the jobs of Salesforce you'll find. And yeah, so that's why you need to consider Salesforce. And then the career path, you can start as an admin, and then you do different certifications. Of course, admin, you cannot do anything else before admin. So you start from admin, become a developer, and admin, of course, it has other, like admin, business analyst, a lot. Then there are very many clouds, of course. We have like service cloud, we have experience cloud, a lot of stuff. Yeah, so the career path is very straight. It is scalable. You don't have to become an admin like I did admin, but my first job was a developer at Accenture. And then, yeah, this we've talked about it, the certification. There are very many certifications. Right now, we have over 52 of them. And number one, the must, of course, is admin to understand everything. And you know what? The beauty, you don't need to write any line of code. It's just a drag and drop. Meaning like anybody can do that and you get your 6-figure. Or Jim says, what if I need a 7-figure? Yes, you can find in Salesforce. Awesome. And even if you do not have that background. And then we have the jobs. The most important thing are their jobs. Yes, admin, consultant, developer, architect. Then we have the highest level as a technical architect. Of course, you must have lots of certification, not actually a lot, but you have to be application architect and then a system architect, both of them. And the most expensive one, examination is about 6,000. You have to be on the board for Salesforce. They have to interview you and do a lot of stuff before they can award you to be a technical architect. So when I say I'm an architect, it means I am not a technical architect. I'm a solution architect. I have done, I've gotten a certificate, which is called application architect. For more information, you can always reach out to me to give you more highlights. For the time, we don't have a lot of time. And then support and resources. I guess every time anybody is doing a technology, they should look at, do they have enough resources? And if they are there, are they free? Salesforce has done a great job, like with the resources and support and wherever you turn, you can always find help. Trader, Braze, a community. We have a lot of groups you can join. Maybe I can join Phoenix. You can join for Chicago or for Dallas. Wherever you are in, there is always some group that you can join. And then, of course, wherever you go on LinkedIn, you'll see Salesforce is everywhere. And people are really very good. You reach out to them, you're asking them, can you be my mentor? That's what I do. I can waste all it, not even wasting. I just go and look at technical architects when I was an admin and asking, can you mentor me? And then one of them said, yes. And he has been my pillar in my journey, of course, with a lot of connections. So the support is massive. But if you're doing a technology where you don't know even whom to reach out to, I think I wouldn't be part of it, because on my journey, I thrive on people. Like people, I'm an independent reader, but I'm a person who reaches out to people and also help people whenever they reach out to me. So that's why I love Salesforce, because I can't get stuck, whether at work or wherever. And what do you need to get started? Now that you've heard about it, like then, now what next? So again, nothing else that you need but your willingness to change your life. Just like as I was, I'm like, you know what, guys, I'm so tired of driving Uber. And somebody tells me Jim earns $120. Wow. He does it from home. Yes. What? I swear I can do that. I don't have the time. I don't have what? Even my brain, I'm not sure if I can learn anything, but I did it. Guess what? I did that. And you guys, if you want to do it or have somebody that once is tired of all that kind of the hustle every day, they can start with Salesforce, because it's a drag and drop. And then you are going to use that for, like you're not going to struggle with experience somewhere. And I will show you how. So to get started, you need a computer. And then, of course, you are solving the problems for the companies. You're solving how things are being done, and you have a problem, put it on my table, and I'll get it sorted. But the beauty is, they're like, okay, you want this to be done? Give me a moment. Let me Google. Where the client is there, you're going to Google. There's no problem. Nobody's going to say you don't know stuff. No. I don't know what happened with other technologies or other IT stuff, but I know with Salesforce, whether you have a client, you're like, oh, this is what you need. Let me Google. Find out. Okay, give me one moment. Maybe by tomorrow. This is complicated, but I think we can get it done. So how cool is that? And resources, we have Trailhead. That is free learning platform. You just go there, create your account, and then if now you create your account, you can Google me. You're going to see all my certifications. Or if an employer wants to employ me and I'm claiming to have 12, yet I have 2, they will find out. So Salesforce has made it in a way like everything we do is trackable. You complete, my company receives that. And Salesforce, or anybody can look at what you've achieved with Salesforce. And that's the beauty with Trailhead. It has everything. It has a playground. You go and build all the projects you want to build. For example, if there is vaccination, like I've taken my child for vaccination at the hospital and the process is so nagging, everything is scattered everywhere. I can build for them a system. You can build that in that playground for Salesforce. And then you go and you give them a solution to the problem that they didn't even know that they have. So those are the resources that we do have. And next steps for you to get started is create a Trailhead account, decide on a role admin. That doesn't really matter, but the most important thing is complete the modules. And Q&A, of course, need to find out what you guys, if you have any question. When I'm sharing, I can't see if there's anyone putting their hands up.
Yeah. So far, we've just been actively listening. Nobody has put up their hand as a question. Like I said, I'll allow questions at the end of your presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just shortly, let's just complete this, then we can have the question at the end. So the key areas to focus on, of course, it is knowledge, experience, and marketability. And what that means is you have got to read, get your first certification, and then the experience, of course, get that. That's, I think it's the easiest anybody can get, because we have the playground where we go and create all the beautiful projects. Like I am looking for a job. Mine, I have a company in Chicago called Eagle Housing Services, a rent-to-own company. I started that, maybe it was 2020. Yeah, 2020. And I use Salesforce to build the system on how the leads or how do I receive people? When people come to me, what do I do with them? How do I complete the process? So that helps you to go and sell. So I use that as an experience for Salesforce. But if you don't have the company still, you build a project. After getting the knowledge, build a project and go and take it to a company, solve their problem. And they're going to hire you, even if they're not looking for a person. But you tell them, hey, you have this problem. I'm your customer. And this is what I am been experiencing. And that's the experience. So you're not going to meander, but you can be very resourceful with Salesforce. And this is what we're talking about. The three things to look at is knowledge. You have to read, you have to understand. People want you to understand, or the employers. And the more you have, they think you are the king of it. People have over 30 of them. When you're with an employer, they don't even ask if you know or not. They know you are the king of your thing. Like, you know what you're talking about. Yeah. And then marketability, that's the same thing. The more you do, the more marketable you become. And here we are not talking about small monies. Salesforce starts from maybe around 80,000 for an admin, but an admin, when you experience, you can even get over 100,000. So it depends which company or your experience. So we look at, so what, after getting your certifications, what are you supposed to do? You can work for an end user in independent companies that are using Salesforce. They don't know how to configure. They don't know how to customize it. But you, as an admin, as a developer, you can go and do for them. Of course, developers, they're doing those complex solutions, like making sure the automation. It is complicated, which an admin cannot do. Admin, they do. Some they know, but yeah, but again, it is open. They can learn whatever they need to learn. Just like I started from an admin to now a solution architect. Looking to be a technical architect later in the future. Right now, I'm focused on getting experience. So you can work for an end user. You can work for software vendors. There are very many people like you developers here. When you run Salesforce, you can do your apps, and that is drag and drop or whatever customization you want to put, whether it is complex, whether it's not, and then start selling that on App Exchange. Yeah, that's good money. So investors or people with experience join Salesforce and be part of that. That's on a high level. And then you can work with Salesforce partners, like Accenture is a business partner for Salesforce. And then there are very, very many of them. And of course, you can do it on Fiverr, you can do on Upwork, you can do it anywhere. So you can't miss to get a job with Salesforce if you are really positioned or if you are with the right people. And then you can work with Salesforce itself. Very many jobs, the king of its own thing. You can do a lot of stuff from being a salesperson to solution engineering, customer service management, and all that. And when you're tired, you can start all over again, or you can do your own things that you want to do. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. And let me know if you have any question, and if you want to, outside this, you want to find out how you can go deeper, you can reach out to me. I'm working with Jim right now to help venture skill staffing. We are here to help to usher people into the tech world. Or if you are doing Grubhub, Uber, whatever is not giving your soul, making your soul excited, we are here to hold your hands. Jim knows how students can translate, can come from the F1, the CPT to H1 to Excel, and I know Jim has excelled. And for me, I know how can you move from Chukubo. You're in America, you're stuck and you're tired of everything. And how can I move you? How can I empower you? Because I know all those fears around and how, who knows it more than I do because of that deep situation. If anybody went through that kind of where you're feeling so inferior and you feel like you cannot make it because you're afraid of everything, because you're used to scuba life and you can't mount up to anything in America, then I know it all. I don't know if there's somebody who has gone through that, but for me, I have gone through that. So if there's anybody you know and needs that hope, the motivation, needs the skills, or to be empowered to move forward, we are here to help. Thank you so much. And let me know if you have any question. Thank you.
Wow. I think please join me in giving her a big round of applause in a virtual way. I know we can't do it like we always do on site, but thank you very much, Diana, for sharing a little bit about your journey and this wealth of experience you'd have gained having pivoted from a trader's life to now an architect in the Salesforce platform. Before I open for questions, I want to hear just a little bit from Jim, because I heard that you have a staffing company and you helping recruit Ugandans and train them and trying to interest them into this space. Is that am I understanding that correctly? Jim, is he on here? Maybe not. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm here, Robert, and this is a venture that I'm doing with Diana as well. She was telling you of how she entered the market because she learned that it's possible you can rise, So we've, from my experience, both of us had people reach out to us and they're asking, how do I break into the corporate market here in the United States? So somebody comes and they start driving Uber, they start working for Starbucks, they don't have papers. How do I break into the corporate market? And that's the main challenge that we are trying to solve. So we get these people, and it doesn't matter what they're doing, whether they are students just graduating or they've been around for long, whether they have been trying to apply and do interviews and nothing is coming through. And then we say, come on, let's observe what it is that you're doing and see what are you doing right and what are you not doing right and how can we help you. And so we have that discussion. And then on top of that, so when we have that discussion, then we see how can we tailor you to forge a career path with you. And we have a network of coaches in different fields that we work with, depending on what field would be best for somebody. If somebody's wants to take the IT direction, computer programming, I can take them on and we drive the journey together until they land their dream job. And then we have coaches in data analytics, in Salesforce, of course, in different fields. So we partner with them. We kind of link them up, and the main goal is so that they can land their first offer. That's what we are looking at. And then we have plans of looking, of course, for contracts from companies to make sure that we also avail jobs on our own. But even without that, we can always help them, look for jobs on the market. That's like the main goal. And I hope I didn't leave anything out, Diana.
Yeah, Diana, you think he covered it all? I'm very excited about what you guys are doing.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Yeah, just like as Jim said, it's exactly that we are doing because there are very many brokers. Yesterday I was making, if you know Joshua Wamboga, one of the big people in Chicago that supports people. He was the person that ushered me, of course, into the system of migration to. Yeah, like I was like, Josh, do you remember like he helped me to open my LinkedIn page in 2019 when I arrived in America? And we were laughing. I didn't have a single person. I didn't know what LinkedIn was. But can you imagine I'm the one helping people? You need to be excited for me because I have come from a long way.
Yeah.
Because I knew nothing.
Yeah,
now I'm like, I have more than 600 people and followers. That's crazy. So anyways, the whole thing is, how can we empower people like Diana?
How do we empower more in our community?
And I feel like, yes, how can we remove those brokers? That is why, if you are from Uganda, there's one friend reached out to me and was like, I have been working with Standard Chartered for like 9 years or 10 years before moving here, and I've been doing Uber for 5 years and I want to enter into the market, but it doesn't know where to start from. So we want to help people like that. For them, they are better because they're already in the corporate world. So if us, we didn't even know what corporate world is, because from the university to Chukubo and man, I mean, that's what it is. How can we assist those people? Because we know by experience how to put things together. And of course, we have studied to get ourselves from Chukubo. Everywhere you go, we have studied, and then we know how to connect with people. People don't know, we need to empower people to connect and do the stuff. And again, to have contract with employers so we can do the placements direct. But at the moment, we want to empower the person to run their first check.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. It's very exciting what you guys are doing. So first of all, I see Yvonne Basima put it in the chat. She wants to go deeper and she wants to get your contact. Yvonne, if you're not a member of the UNAA Technology WhatsApp forum, let me see if I can find the link and paste it here, because the speaker and Jim are members of that WhatsApp group, and you will be able to engage them and you get their information as well.
Salom, I have a comment.
Yes, Geoffrey.
So what I suggest, if maybe someone can get this, for example, I heard Jim talking about that, they have some company or whatever, they deal with these people. But if we can get some kind of a repository of these people and their skills, even someone who posted there in the chat, people who, maybe that, some kind of repository and people's skills. Maybe it's you or someone else, to take on this task. Personally, for me, I meet a lot of people, and some people are owners of companies, things like this, where people can intern, where they can get on hands-on experience. I meet a lot of people almost, very frequently. So, if we don't know, kind of, what skill set is out there or things like that, then we don't know.
The yellow pages of
something like that, yeah. And so that's what I would suggest.
Okay. And
I have a friend
with using the Salesforce platform. Maybe that's a
exactly. So for me, this is like a takeaway from this. I have a friend. He was just in Uganda. He owns a company here in Silicon Valley. He works whatever. He has had it for 7 years. Okay. He was in Uganda, and I'm the one. I've been talking to him for a while. So he does a lot of development. So I know some of these people personally.
Okay.
So something was in Uganda because also there's, he does a lot of work and sometimes he offshores it. But so the point anyway is that we need to get some kind of a repository of the talent there among our communities, whether they are students, whatever, like that. And then we go from there.
Yeah, fantastic. Good idea. Thank you. Yeah, so sounds like perhaps it's a time we thought about developing a CRM tool for the UNAA Technology Forum herself, because this is we're going to have to know ourselves and serve everybody's interest, including those who are looking for opportunities to build linkages with others out there. There are those who have information about who's looking who. For example, today we know Emmanuel is looking for a pen tester. He works for a healthcare company. Those who joined late, I will give him the opportunity to say that aloud again towards the end. But he's looking for anybody who is in the business of cybersecurity and can do pen testing, because his company has tasked him to collect a couple of bids and so that they can evaluate. So he would want many Ugandans to pitch in their bids. So now we know Jim and Diana, and you just heard what they're doing. This is how we're going to be able to build our own, as we call it, diaspora technology, Ugandan diaspora technology ecosystem. So that's the goal that we embarked on lately, and today's event is one step towards that direction. So I appreciate you, Diana and Jim, for sharing with us. I know that Juliana has a question. I saw her putting up her hand. I also saw, before I give Juliana the opportunity to speak, I saw Michael saying, Michael Kunda is saying, do you help people with CCNA networking space as well? So if any of you is in the in that networking space, someone is interested in some information about CCNA, which is Cisco Certified Network Associates Training. So that's networking. Yeah, Juliana.
Actually, this is Ronnie. I'm
Ronnie.
And hi, how are you?
Good.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I really like the point that was brought up, the previous person. And actually, the question you just read is quite frankly on my same train of thought. If this database or repository was there, we could even use it as a resource if somebody is on the job and is having issues or trouble, maybe, struggling to figure something out. They could go to this repository and book time with somebody and say, hey, can you help me figure this out? So I'm sure the person who asked the question about the CCM or CCC, whatever that was, same thing, right? If there was a repository and they could find that so-and-so was actually a 4-year expert in this, they could reach out to that person, agree on a time, and link up so that they can help each other. So that way we keep not only getting jobs, but keeping jobs. And so I really like that point. And the other point I wanted to talk about was just looking at the Salesforce topic we were having. I think it would be nice to maybe get a demo. And because one of the things that I know from the industry, that this is a tool used at every level, in every domain, medical, banking. So I don't think that it's emphasized enough how important knowing Salesforce is and how easy it is to penetrate the market, because literally every company has to have a CRM. So learning Salesforce puts you at a very good advantage because you can land a job anywhere. So I just wanted to thank the presenters today for sharing this with us. And I think the repository idea was really fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I heard words like drag and drop, meaning no code, because they fear, usually the stumbling block for most in our community face is the thinking that, this is very high-tech stuff, and it's not for me. I don't know anything about programming. It's complicated. Yet, over the years, things have moved so far down in the direction of almost one doesn't need to be that highly skilled in programming to where you can all you have to have is a mind that can look at a problem, identify a problem, and a solution, and then use the technology to solve that problem. There are tools out there, like in this space of customer relationship management, where you just drag and drop. You don't need to have any specialized programming skills. Everything is done for you on the back end. You just have to have a mind that can vision what the problem is and solve it. And whether you're starting out as an admin, like they said, because you need to be a little bit familiar with what the tool is. So you start out as an administrator, meaning you're handling what somebody else has built. Then as you keep developing your confidence and skill to where now you are the one who goes in front of a customer, a small business like that, a UNAA technology platform like ours, and say, hey, what's your problem? You need to be able to know your members, what the skill sets they have, where they live, and so on and so forth. And you want to be able to link them and provide them information. So then you go to this platform and you start dragging and dropping and building a website, so to speak, that someone can come to, log in with a username and password, and then put in information about themselves and then find information that they're looking for and that sort of a thing. So it is not that complicated anymore. It is an opportunity for everybody. You don't have to be this very techie person, because I know that's one stumbling block that has prevented many in our community from joining this space. Those who are in healthcare, actually, a lot of opportunity for them to because they know doctors, they know nurses, some of them are running staffing agencies, home health agencies, and through those linkages that they have at a personal level, at a business level or career level, they can harness that and do something like Salesforce, because the opportunities appear to be endless. So it's very exciting to hear about it today. I've always seen it from a distance. Me personally, I am in the you could call it physical infrastructure world lately. That's where I've been practicing. I work behind the scenes. I'm in the data centers, the things that power IT that you see on the front end here. So, and I'm enjoying that. I've done it for the last 10 years. It's very interesting what goes on in the back there, but I know it's not for everybody. So, but on the front end here, I would like to see us motivate and encourage many more members in our community to come into this, because it is very easy to join. And now we have people who are willing to take on others and show them the way. So, Jim, Diana, thank you very, very much for engaging with us today and willingness to share. So Kevin Chemtai said, I am currently doing a master's in CS on an F1 visa. Do you help students on F1 CPT to land tech jobs? So Kevin, you heard that. I heard Jim mention that. He looks like he's got good information about what you guys need to do to jump that hurdle. So please engage. I have shared the WhatsApp link to the technology WhatsApp group in the chat for those who are not members to please join. And while they ask questions, put up your hand. Don't suffer alone out there. Put up your hand. Someone is willing to help. So with that, we are on top of the hour. We like to keep these engagements within the hour so that people can go back to their weekends. It's very, very good to see you all, to know some of you who are here for the first time. We will be back next month, January, the date, if nothing else disrupts us. No, December. December would be the next opportunity. That will be the 7th of December. That's the first Saturday. If you're out there and you know you want to share with us something, put up your hand. If you know anybody who has some information, like Diana has just done today, please let me know. We'll engage them, invite them to come and talk to us. But thank you all very much for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you,
one.
Robert. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Diana.